YouTube, what it do, man? It's your guy CJ back with another video, back with another episode of the CJ Wilkins YouTube channel and also the Be a Man podcast affiliate. I want to do an episode today, man, about people right now who are under immense trial and tribulation, right? And I'm not necessarily speaking from like a biblical sense all the way, but right now we are currently in a time, we're currently in an economy. We're currently within a political climate right now that is making existing and living more difficult than it's probably been for as long as many of us can remember, right? And in moments like this, when things are tough and things are really difficult, and if you're watching this video, you saw the title and you clicked on it, and I appreciate it, but you're probably someone who's going through a lot of adversity and turmoil right now, and anytime you're going through adversity and turmoil or, tribulation, it's very easy to succumb to the negativity. It's very easy to succumb to the unproductive thoughts, the doubt, the self-doubt, all of those unproductive things that are popping into your mind, or all of those detrimental things, those negative things are popping into your mind at rapid succession, right? And I'm telling you, man, everybody goes through it, right? Everyone goes through it. I've been through it a lot, man. Like, I just got out of a season, like personally, man, where it just seemed like everything was going wrong, and you make do and you persevere through. And that's the point of this video, man. Like, you have to find a way to persevere through, because I promise you, I kid you not, it really gets better. It gets a lot better, And the reason why it gets better, one, is because God is real, right? And if you're not a religious person, just pretend like you didn't hear that. But God is real. Number two, man, life works in ebbs and flows. You're gonna have valleys and you're gonna have peaks, you know what I mean? So there's gonna be parts in your life, or times in your life, man, where things are going great and you're at the top of the mountain, and then there's also gonna be times in your life also where the opposite is true. You're gonna be at rock bottom, and things are gonna be looking very bleak and dark and uncertain and scary. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be cold and lonely, man, and it's gonna be looking like, at least temporarily, it's going to be looking like, man, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this situation. I don't know how this problem is going to get corrected. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the devil, or the enemy, I'll say, is the absolute loudest, right? The devil is so loud when you're going through any bit of adversity, or tribulation in your life, or you may be in a down season, That's number two. And number three, the most important thing that kind of ties into one and two, you don't know the future, man. You're not a psychic. You know what I'm saying? And because you're not a psychic, and because you don't know the future, it's very easy to believe, by listening to the enemy, by listening to the devil, it's very easy to be suckered into thinking this is the best it's ever going to be, or my life right now, the way it is how it's going to always be, and it's never going to get better. It's never going to improve. I'm never going to get out of this funk I'm in. I'm never going to get out of this hellscape that I found myself into, And that just simply isn't true. I want you to know that line of thinking, that thought process, is the greatest definition of a lie, And it's a complete lie. Everything about that way of thinking and that train of thought as a formality is false. Nothing about that is accurate. Nothing stays the same in life. for good, bad, or indifferent. Nothing, absolutely nothing stays the same. You know, the only three things in life that are always going to be the same is you're going to have death, people are going to always die, taxes, you will never not owe it in some capacity, right? So you're going to always pay taxes. And the sun is always going to rise the next day. I don't care what's going on. I don't care who's the president. I don't care who is playing in the World Series. I don't care what celebrity entertainer is dating whatever celebrity entertainer. I don't care what Beyonce album is talking about, or like, you know, the sun is always going to come out the next day. So those are the top three things, or the only three things that I can think are just absolute. Everything else, trust me, trust and believe, there's ebbs and flows to it, man. You know, it's going to change. It's going to improve. And when you're at a low state and you are in your mind and you're listening to those like negative thoughts and those counterproductive ideologies, it's very easy to slide into a bit of depression. It's very easy to slide into a bit of, you know, self-doubt, to where you're scared, man. You know, it's uncertain. And you know, one thing about life in general is it's uncertain anyway. Like, I don't care if it's going good or bad, but for some reason when things are going bad, it's so easy to, like, you know, really hone in on and really focus extra on all the things that's going wrong, like all the things that's going bad, you know. And I'm just here to tell you, man, you have to find a way to persevere through it, right? And I always like try to give solutions on my YouTube, right? On my podcast as well. So, CJ, how do you be able to persevere through the depression, the anxiety, the stress that comes from being in today's time where things are so difficult? You know, people who are unemployed and can't find a job because of ghost jobs, and companies just don't seem to be like hiring the way that they used to, or it may not seem to be that big of an influx of opportunities professionally anyway to increase your income, you know. And the cost of living is rising, and if you're a person who your life is upheld by you and your labor, and you know, cost of living is rising, everything is going up except your salary and your paycheck, right? It's very stressful. Holiday season is coming up, you know. And for some people, man, you know, by the grace of God, you know, they can afford groceries or mortgage or rent. And now you have Thanksgiving coming up. Now you have Christmas coming up. So it's very anxiety inducing, I'll say, right? But all in all, right, you have to find a way to persevere through. And I'm going to tell you how. One, you have to find a way to cultivate joy. You have to have joy for life, man. You have to have joy for this experience that we have called life, you know. And even in moments like you may be going through right now listening to this, you may be on your way to work, driving to drop off your kids or pick your kids up, or you may be headed to the gym, or you may be out running errands, or you may be at home cooking dinner, or you know, you may be sitting at the table, maybe sitting at the kitchen table trying to figure out, you know, how you gonna pay rent next month, or things like that, you know. But you have to find a way to be encouraged, man. Find that joy. Excuse me. But yeah, find that joy, man. Find you a way to cultivate a little bit of happiness in your life, so you can have the perseverance, so you can have the energy to persevere and push through the dark moment that you're in. Because that's all that's going on right now. You're just in a dark space, you know. You're in a dark cave, and one thing you have to do, man, is you have to find a way to cultivate joy. And not only do you have to find a way to do it, you have to do it immediately, and you have to do it by any means. What do you mean? I'm glad you asked. If you're in a situation, man, and you are like just kind of in this perpetual state of just darkness and gloom and depression, man. To cultivate joy, you have to remove yourself from any person, place, or thing that is going to inflame the depression or the anxiety. You know, that means if there are negative people in your life, if there are negative like habits that you have that contribute to your depression or to you being down in the dumps, you got to find a way to separate yourself from those people, places, and things. If there are certain places that you go that that spark negativity and some of the actions that you do, you got to find a way to stop going to those places. Again, if there's actions that you partake in that, you know what I'm saying, that accelerate your depression and your stress and your anxiety, you got to abstain from those things and those like habits and practices. If there's people in your life who they just project negativity and toxicity and like hate, and like they put all of these things out into the atmosphere that kind of bring you down, and they're not propellers in life, they're anchors. I always view people like through two lenses. Like a person is either a propeller in your life or they're an anchor, and you want to discontinue any relationship you have with an anchor as soon as you possibly can. And you have to be a mercenary about it. You have to be like, you have to have no reservations about eliminating the wrong people from your life. That goes for friends, that goes for family. Some of y'all are in relationships or dating people or even married to people who are just complete anchors in your life, and you just can't see it. You know, you look at the fact that y'all been together 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and you think, man, you know, they really for me. But really, if you honestly analyze everything about them and you really just think about, you know, have they been a propeller to my life or have they been an anchor? A lot of times you will really come to learn quick that that person has been and is weighing you down, whether it's through negativity, whether it's through narcissistic actions, whether it's through them projecting falsehoods and like, you know, low vibrational things on you, whether it's them not supporting or pushing you in a position that you need to go if that's something that you need, right? So anyway, find a way to cultivate joy and remove the people, places, and things from your life that, you know, takes away from the joy. And don't just remove them and then just like leave that space open. Try to replace those people, places, and things with people, places, and things that can be more conducive to your overall mental health. So find you some hobbies that can help build you up. Get around some people and meet some people, man, who can speak life into you and who can speak and cultivate greatness within you, you know. Start going places that inspire you to be who you want to be, you know what I'm saying? Start doing those things and you'll see a quick change in your trajectory, man, because all in all, you know, life is kind of like it's a myriad of like, you know, valleys and peaks, you know. You're either going into a storm, you're coming out of a storm, or you're in the midst of the storm, you know. So for the chosen ones who are still watching, man, I really appreciate you guys and girls a great deal. I know it's hard right now, and I know someone sitting in the car on YouTube talking to you may not seem or like make things better in the moment, but I really want you to think about, you know, where you want to be. I really want you to have a goal for your life. And if you don't have any goals or any plans, really like just sit down and think about it. And just think about like, if you're in a position where you think your life currently sucks, think about your life not sucking. Like just envision the perfect, quote unquote, perfect life that you can envision. What does that look like? What are you doing from 9 to 5? Where do you live? What are you driving? What is your inner circle? What do y'all look like? What do they do? The people who's in your clique, the people who's in your inner circle, what do they do? Who are you able to help? Who are you able to influence? Uh, the books you read, the music you listen to, what does it sound like? You know, the foods that you eat, is it contributing to your health, or is it gonna have you on meds and sickly in your elder years? You know, what are you doing to take care of your body? What are you doing to take care of your spirit or your religion and things like that? You know, if you're a religious person or if you're a spiritual person, what are you doing to take care of your spirituality? So be sure to envision a life and learn how to life vision for real. I know people come online and they have little talking points about, you know, life visioning, but it's a real thing, man, and you have to know how you want your life to look in order for your life to be the best that it can be. As always, if you got CJ, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, CJ Wilkins, and also the Be a Man podcast. I'll put a link to both in the description below. And as always, I'm out. Peace.